Well, aloha everyone, and thank you so very much for being here and celebrating our beautiful couple on their wedding day. I'd like to welcome our beautiful bride down the aisle with an oli aloha. It's a welcome chant in Hawaiian language. I'll explain its meaning and its significance in just a moment. Akahai e na Hawaii Lo kahi aku like Olu kamana'o Ha'a kou kulana Aho nui alana kila Aloha Aloha You're gonna hold your inside hands just like that. Yeah, perfect. I'd like to add a word of blessing or pule. E koma kua I loko o kalani, e mahalo kako ya oi no ke la me na poe a pau. E olu e ho'o mai ka I oe, ke a kane a me ke a wahine ma kola wa male ana. Ke na noi ha'a nei kako no na pu'uwai ma kau mau. E ha'awi I ke aloha nui, ma kainoa o koma kua a me Yesu a me ka uhane he molele. Amen. Well, I want to talk about a word that I hope in the time that you've been here until the moment that you depart that you've all experienced, and it's a very special and important word in the Hawaiian culture, but it's a word that can be taken anywhere in the world, including the 9th island, which you know where that is. The word is aloha, and we grow up learning it to mean hello, goodbye, greetings, and I love you. But the meaning that I want to share today is very special and appropriate for why we're here and for what we're celebrating. If you take the word and you split it in half, alo means to stand face to face, sharing something with someone you love. Ha is your breath, your life, your spirit. So later in the ceremony, the honi, the Hawaiian kiss, is so special because it's a sharing of your breath, your life, your love with this person that you've come so very far with. And I would say you've come pretty far, haven't you? But the word aloha can be broken down further, and each letter stands for a word in the Hawaiian language that has to do with what love is all about. And so as you walk down the aisle to the oli aloha, it explains 5 key pieces you've no doubt used in your journey to get here today. The first A stands for akahai, kindness, and that's where love begins. So if you think back to when you first met, I would imagine that among the many qualities you came to love and adore, one of those was kindness, akahai. The L for lokahi, unity, togetherness, and that's how love survives and endures over time. The O for olu, gentleness and compassion, and the H for ha'a or humility. The last A stands for aho nui, and the last line of the chant says, aho nui a lanakila, with patience comes the victory. And you stand here today victorious. Regardless of where you've been, how long or bumpy the road may or may not have been, nothing will be the same. After today, you'll always have this person standing by your side, holding your hand and walking you through whatever season life may bring. And as we now know, life brings some pretty incredible seasons, right? Some that we look back upon and remember fondly. Some that knock us on our side and make us go, what was that? And yet, here you stand in 2021 on a beautiful island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, next to your best friend saying, I do, I choose you. The exciting thing is that you get to choose each other. Families are given to us, children gifted, but our spouse, our partner, we get to choose with free will, with intention and purpose, and that's what you're doing today. And generations from now, after many years have passed, someone will look at your family history, your genealogy, and although they will have never met you and not have been among us, today they're going to see 2 names and a line drawn between those names, symbolizing this day, this hour, this year, where 2 completely separate family trees are becoming one. So this is your legacy and your heritage. And what I want you to do is to turn toward each other. I'm going to hold your flowers for you. You're going to take each other's hands. Here in Hawaii, we receive a lot of rain, and it's what makes everything so green and lush and beautiful. And the reason I talk about that is this: when you come to points in your relationship when it starts to rain, when the road is a little bumpy, the path windy, you remember that you just have to get through the rainy times to get to the most beautiful parts of your relationship with one another. Where you look at this person that stands before you and you realize how much stronger and wiser you're becoming, how much more love, peace, patience, kindness, understanding that you gain, as well as never to be forgotten, grace, mercy, and forgiveness. And last but not least, a greater sense of humor. So I hope that you find yourself laughing more and more as the years go on. I want you to take a brief walk down memory lane as I ask you to think back to the very first day that your journey together began. Do you remember the first time that you saw this person's face. Yeah. I want you to think back to your very first date. Do you remember where you went, what you drove, what you ordered, what you wore, all the details? I want you to think back to your very first kiss. Do you remember where you were and who leaned in first? No. I'm sure there have been many since. I want you to think back to the moment that you felt your heart choose this person to give your life to, the moment you were sure. That exciting moment when you knew that your partner was sure also. And every beautiful, amazing moment that led you to this very spot right here on this beautiful beach, where the sand is beneath your feet, the ocean behind you in all its glory, the trade wind through your hair, the trees dancing above, and the sun shining down on your perfect Hawaiian wedding day. In Hawaiian culture, we honor our loved ones with lei for every special occasion. So I want you to join all four hands in between your lei. And you're gonna look at your lei for just a moment. Each seed and shell and nut and flower that go into a lei represent the things that make you special and unique. These are the things that you fell in love with each other for, that make you laugh and cry, sigh, giggle, get excited, frustrated, that make you silly. And these are the things that make you you. And as you present your lei to one another, you're saying, I thank you for accepting me for exactly who and how I am, for knowing the real me, the depths of me, the intimate things others don't know. And you're also saying, I thank you for growing up alongside me through the seasons we've already come through, and the many, many more that life has yet to bring. With water from the ocean for our Pikai ceremony, there's a place where fresh water from the ko'olau flows down and mixes with the salt water. And it was a place where Hawaiians would go for healing and purification. So I have the privilege and the honor of blessing the past, present, to a beautiful, beautiful future. And I want you to take turns. You're going to present this to Annie, okay? And then you're going to, after you place it over one another's head and neck, you give each other each a kiss on the cheek, and this to Robert, okay? Take your time. And 2 kisses, 1 on each cheek. No, that's good. You can move your hair out, yeah. And as you take each other's hands, I want you to repeat after me. At the same time, you're going to say, Eia ao.
Eia ao.
Eia oi.
Eia oi.
Ika.
Ika.
Ho'i ho.
Ho'i ho.
Ke aloha.
Ke aloha.
No kau.
No kau.
A kau.
A kau.
E kipa mai.
E kika.
Ke aloha.
Ke aloha.
Aloha vau.
Aloha vau.
Ya oi.
Ya oi.
That was beautiful. Do you want to know what you said? Okay, you said, Eia, here I am, Eia oi, and here you are. Iko ho'iho ke aloha, as we are surrounded by our love. No kaua kau, for all of time, e kipa mai ke aloha. Let us remember to invite love back in. Aloha vau ya oi means, for it is you that I love. We use the term one hanao, which means sands of my birth, and it talks a little bit about where one is from and who they are. And so what I want to do is give you each a satchel of sand, and you're going to look at your sand for just a moment. It's made of the same material, but each grain is unique and special, just as you are unique and special to one another, like we talked about with the lei. And what I want you to do is symbolically pour out your hearts to each other by opening your satchels, and at the same time you're going to pour your sand into this larger bag. Your satchels will go right inside. You're going to close up the bag. And I want you to look at your sand for just a moment. Your individual sand has mixed, never to be separated again, just as you shall never be separated. And you'll have a little bit of the beach to take home with you to remind you of your vows and your promises to each other on this beautiful, beautiful day. And I'd like to hold on to it, because what I want to do is I want you to take Annie's hand in yours, her ring finger hand. So bring it forward just like this, and you're going to hold her hand just like that. Yeah, don't cover the ring. Perfect. As I have the privilege and the honor of blessing the past, the present, to an amazing future. And I want you to repeat after me. As you look at your bride, you're going to say to her, this vow is my promise.
This vow is my promise.
And this ring, my gift of love for you.
And this ring is my gift of love to you.
With all that I have.
With all that I have.
And all that I am.
and all that I am.
I promise to always
I promise to always
be faithful and honest,
be faithful and honest,
patient and kind.
patient and kind.
I will believe in you.
I will believe in you.
I will believe in us.
I will believe in us.
Because love never fails.
Because love never fails.
Wherever our paths take us,
Wherever our paths take us,
we go together.
we go together.
For all of my days,
For all of my days,
I give myself to you.
I give myself to you.
And now you're going to take Robert's hand in yours. Okay, turn it over just like that. Perfect. And then let's show off the ring for a bit. So just yes, as I have the honor of blessing the past, present, into a wonderful future. Annie, I want you to repeat after me. As you look at your groom, you're going to say to him, this vow is my promise.
This vow is my promise.
And this ring, my gift of love for you.
This ring, my gift of love for you.
With all that I have.
With all that I have.
And all that I am.
With all that I am.
I promise to always.
I promise to
Be
always.
faithful and honest.
Be faithful and honest.
Patient and kind.
Patient and kind.
I will believe in you.
I will believe in you.
I will believe in us.
I will believe in us.
Because love never fails.
Because love never fails.
Wherever our paths take us,
Wherever our paths take us,
we go together.
we go together.
For all of my days,
For all of my days,
I give myself to you.
I give myself to you.
We've come to the most intimate and sacred part of the ceremony, the honi honi Hawaiian kiss, and this is where the ultimate meaning of an expression of that word aloha comes from, alo. Standing face to face, sharing something with someone you love, ha, your breath, your life, your spirit. And oftentimes around Polynesia, we see folks greet one another with the honi honi. So I want you to take each other's hands and gently place your foreheads and noses together. You're going to close your eyes and just breathe. Ho'onani ka makua mau, ke keiki me ka uhane no, ke akua mau, ho'o mai ka ipu, ko ke ia'au, ko ke lau, Amen. I want you to take a deep breath in and release. And as you stand back and look at each other, I have the most important question of the day to ask each of you. Annie, do you take this man to be your husband, your partner, your best friend, and your most special companion all the days of your life?
I do.
And Robert, do you take this beautiful woman to be your wife, your partner, your best friend, and your most special companion all the days of your life?
I do.
Well then, by the power vested in me here in the state of Hawaii, it is most certainly my privilege, my pleasure, and my true honor to present you as husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. Congratulations! You did it!
Yeah, let's get a kiss. Come on. There you go. Yeah.